Alrighty, hello. How are people doing today? Let's see who's here. Oops. Alright. Zemnova, one drunk man. Lana, hello. Iwanu, hello. Sir Knighting, hello. Shrinam. Jeff, hello. Stolas Creation, hello. Hello. Free keyboard. It is indeed still Friday. Tomorrow will be Saturday. In just about an hour and 18 minutes, it'll be Saturday. Do you want a Travis Scott meal? Do I? I know that that's the is that one of the ads that pops up every time? Because I could probably bet on it. I just saw that uBlock doesn't block any ads anymore. So yeah. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Hope watching movie can't hear stream. Oh, no worries. Hello, someone other than you. How are you? My Friday is going well. I didn't do too much today. I had meetings in the morning for work. And then I took a 4-hour long nap in the afternoon because I was extremely tired and I didn't have any specific work to do. Yeah, that's what happens. So yeah, I took a very long nap in the afternoon, then got up and, you know, did some chores at home, did some keyboard chores, and then here we are. Time flew by though. Time flew by. Like it's like I feel like today like just went by so quickly. Yeah. Yeah, nap is great. I love naps. Anyway, so for those who are unaware, today there is an event. In case you didn't notice, I will actually edit this to make it fair for everyone. I'll put Cypher Cult. Done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alright, you are welcome to give it a shot. It should be easy today. If you can't get today, then that's not on me. Alright, let's get started, shall we? Got raid, so I'll be lurking? Sounds good. Alrighty, so we have our parts for today. We have some stabilizers and some switches. NYU woohoo ooh woo. What? I have no idea what's going on. You don't have to have an idea of what's going on. Or do you? Well, it's actually very simple. Well, let me tell you, Mr. Jeff. There's an event that Keycult has been doing over some time. Maybe like the past few months, I would say. And, basically, it's an event. It's an ARG event, so it's like a puzzle-based event where people try to solve a puzzle related to Keycult. It all began when someone found out that there was like a secret, and it all kind of developed there. There's a channel on the Discord server for Keycult that is dedicated to the event. So people have congregated there to talk about what's going on. But yeah, that's pretty much all that is. All that it is to that. Like you can participate if you want. You don't have to participate. Yeah. That's the gist of it. Alright, so today we have some Lube Tealios. Are these lubed? Okay, I think they're lubed. They're very light. Let's just see. Okay, they are lubed. Kind of lightly though. Okay, cool. Typing on white brass Keycult 165 revision 1 right now. Oh, that's awesome. I'm not smart enough for that. I'm a simple man who likes his miniature figurines. What are you been talking about, Jeff? That's a lie. You participate in Chad's, Bad Chad's, puzzle or like whatever, trivia events on Instagram. I don't think you're not smart enough. I think that's not true. Milky Top got yellows with inverse stems. Ooh, that combo sounds really good. Does it make it clackier if it's the inverse stems? Because those stems are kind of like, they have a sound to them, a sound profile to them that kind of sounds a bit clackier. But they're super smooth, so it's so nice. Okay, so we have our Keycult plate. Chat's last puzzle was so annoying. Really? And we have our PCB. Okay, daughter board, all good. I'll test it out in a bit. Okay, so there's that. Which one, the rainbow one? I don't know. I don't know because I haven't participated in any of them since like No Face. That's how slow I am to them. I pretty much, by the time I see them, it's been like 4 or 5 hours since the event. Alright. So we have a black brass Keycult number 165 today. It's been opened before. This box can be a tight fit. Although, you know, I would rather a tight fit than a loose fit, so for packaging. Phrasing. Alright. Okay, here we go. John. Ooh. Oh, so nice. Now we've built, I think, did I build one of these before? Yeah, we built a black brass before. So we have another one today. Very nice, as usual. You've seen this before, but if you haven't, here it is. This is a black brass Keycult number 165. Some cool details is that it has the engravings for Keycult over here. This is the channel where the daughter board will go in, and has an engraving with like serial number. Yep, that's about it. Ooh, this screw's a little loose. Alright, so cool. So I'm gonna put the case aside for now. So let's get to the build. Oh wait, okay. Got. Let's test this guy out as usual. Maybe I'll just use this one. Alright. What is that desk mat supposed to be? These are avocados. There's an avocado over here. Looks like eggplant. It's a cut avocado. I guess it was hard to depict it in 2D, but it's an avocado. It actually says avocado down here in the middle, but you just haven't seen it right here. Avocado. Yeah. Where's Via? Via, hello. Okay. Oh, awesome. Detected it right away. That's always great. That's fantastic. I like changing this to left control just because it's me and my dumb layouts. Let's see. We're doing regular everything, it looks like. Wait, regular shift, regular 6.25 spacebar, NC enter, 2U backspace, and regular caps lock too. Okay, cool. Let's just test it out then. Oh, it doesn't have the test matrix thing here. I wonder what enables test matrix here and what doesn't let it like happen? Like sometimes it's here, sometimes it's not here. Why is that? I still don't know. Kind of confuses me. Oh, one drunk man. Thank you so much for continuing your sub that you received from Sensei. Gia. Much appreciated for your support. You're always first here too whenever I stream. Sometimes I'm surprised at how quick some people are. You're always like here. Is here? He might not be actually. Right now, at the moment. I mean, I can check the chat list. Oh, he's here. He's here. Wait, I think he is watching. Well, he pops up in my list here, so I think he is watching. Or maybe he's busy, but he's watching. So maybe he can't hear me. I'm here just editing something real quick. Okay, cool. What are you editing? What kind of editing? Video editing? Photo editing? Document editing? Essay editing? Keyboard editing? Wait a second. Gee. Okay, you can ignore the loud person on the outside. Rowdy people. I have my window open this time. It's nice and cool out today. Yeah, we have some rowdy people down in my neighborhood. It's a residential area, but it's still. Alright, cool. New York City be like? Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what it is. Beat him up? Dude. So much effort to go outside. Nice for a bike ride? Oh, that sounds awesome. Oh man, I want to go on a bike ride too. I haven't gone on a bike ride in ages. I don't have a bike though, so I would have to buy one. I need to save for one. Yeah. Borrow a city bike? Oh, true. I actually could probably get a... Oh wait, I can't. But maybe in the near future I could probably get a student discount for a city bike because I'm no longer a student, at least for a couple of months. Where's my brush? But in a couple months it'll be cold, so yeah, I better take advantage of the situation and go on a bike ride at some point soon, when it's nice and cool and not too hot and not too cold. Wait, do you? Oh, no, you don't have to DM me. I'll explain it. No, I didn't. So I'm currently not in school, employment, or training. But I'm going to be rehired by my research lab. So I'm waiting for that, and then good news. I got approved for Medicaid. That's awesome. When you can prove that you're unemployed, you can get Medicaid. Live pro tip, guys: if you're unemployed, apply for Medicaid. But yes, I am planning on getting rehired for that's like what, 3 months, and then I'll probably be going back to graduate school. Take what we can in these days. At least you're getting rehired. Yeah, exactly. Get what you can. I'm not displeased though, actually. I'm actually kind of relieved. I have to be very honest with you. I'm actually kind of relieved. I got a good deal out of it, I think. 2 years of free education is kind of nice, you know? Thank you, Pudzy. I really appreciate it, man. You've been really supportive. Thank you. But yeah, all good. I get time to build more keyboards, and here we are. I actually have some exciting builds waiting for you guys too, like this one. And let me see. Actually, we have some exciting builds. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high tier builds coming up. At least. Very exciting. I am excited myself, but I have to do some work too. Hello, Mr. Pupil. Hello. What do you go to grad school for? I'll be going back to grad school for biomedical engineering. Dead Pocket. Hello. Maybe soon we'll do some collab streams. I don't know about that, Mr. Pudzy. Just kidding. I don't know. I don't even know what you're up to these days. And I'm not super sure if I'm interested in doing a talk show or anything like that, but I don't know. Busy as it is. Working and crying mostly? Sounds exactly right. I don't want to do more talk shows. It's a lot of work. It gets stale quickly too, I think. At least that's my take on it. There's only so much you can talk about, because whatever you need to talk about, everyone already talked about, you know? It's either you're ahead of the game, so you bring something new to talk about, or you bring something, like you bring a fresh perspective into what you need to talk about. It's hard. It's hard, man. I imagine having to putting on that persona would be exhausting. This is why, my friends, I don't put a persona. I don't have a persona on stream. This is me. This is the way I am, like, anywhere. You know, I'm a lazy guy. I'm a lazy guy. I don't want to put extra effort into something that I don't need to like force myself into. Are you sure it's not the ICU shirt talking to us? You have all the information you need, Mr. Zemnova. When I was streaming 3 times a week, on days I would stream, I would basically be working like 16-hour days. So that's basically every living minute outside of a moderate amount of sleep. Right? So that's pretty crazy, man. Because, like, I'm just saying, like, you know, sleep for 6 hours and then the other 2 hours are, like, eating and, like, washing up and, like, padding time for other stuff. And then the rest is work. I feel that, though. I've been in that position before. Yeah, that stuff is, is tough, man. It also, like, I mean, obviously, like, it's not as apparent, but, like, you know, streaming does take a while because there's prep time and then there's cleanup time. Just doing that alone, like, at least, I mean, now I have a system, so for me it gets streamlined really quick. Like, you know, I can do those things relatively quickly, but like before, like, it would take up at least an extra hour just in putting things in place, making sure that everything's okay. Guys, party in chat. That's funny. Off topic, but how do you like the shit stack? I really like it. I mean, right now I'm not using it, as you can tell, but I could be using it. For example, like I could plug in one of my headphones. The only reason I don't use it right now is because on my IEMs I have the mic monitor going on too. So I can like hear what's going on. But yeah, normally I use the stack and it's great. I also use it to drive my so I have JBL. Would you plug it into a sound card? Yeah, so yeah, I have the stack and this is plugged into the computer. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have any fancy sound card or anything like that, though. It looks really nice on a desk as well. I almost want it for the aesthetic. You could get like the smaller stack version of it, which is like a Magni and a Modi 3. Thoughts on GMK Red Dragon? Oh yeah, so GMK Red Dragon is on Group Buy on Canon Keys. I have an affiliate link if you would like to use it. But Red Dragon, personally, let's look at it, shall we? Let's we can take a quick look at it. So on GMK Red Dragon. Sorry, it's so bright. Okay, so kind of like really plum, almost like very dark red modifiers with a vivid red legends, and then there is like they're kind of like soot or like kind of like charcoaly alphas. Maybe it's black even. I actually can't quite tell. But knowing Rensuya's designs, I'm gonna assume it's a custom color. I highly doubt he would use stock colors, just based on what I think he does in general or across designs. So not my cup of tea. I like some of the novelties. I like this novelty. I like this novelty. I don't like T novelty, which is ironic. The Rama cap is kind of cool. I wouldn't buy it still, because I actually don't like the stylization of this character. I personally prefer like a more traditional stylization of this Chinese character. So I really don't dig this design specifically. But I like the concept. The enter is kind of cool too. Yeah, I think it's a neat look. Centered icon mods, that's a pass for me too. Like I think overall it looks pretty good though. The contrast is much more vivid than when it was first presented, I think. And oh, it looks like it has Zuyin alphas. So this is kind of cool, Zuyin alphas. But yeah, I can't say it's like necessarily what I would wanna buy right now. I think it's a cool set though. It's a cool set. Sorry. I have a full at the moment. Was a great upgrade. Running off the mobile audio. What is Artisan is on the keyboard. The one on the left looks really nice. Hold up. Let me go back to the stream. The overhead. So these artisans are albumins by Prime Caps and Night Caps. This is a Night Caps Moonblank. This is a DC Caps Reaper, Mini Reaper. This is a Alpha Keycaps Keypora, and then that's a Hungerworks Studio Meat Popsy Skull. GMK Modern Japanese Desco. Oh, I've made the comments I needed to make in that thread. So whatever thoughts you're asking about me is in that thread already. I have already exposed my thoughts. So ask no more. You know what I think. I think conceptually cool. Nothing about it is Desco. And nothing specific about it is modern. So the name is very ill-fitting. Or not at all. But yes, if it were Desco, it should be beige. If it were modern or modern Japanese, I don't know. It just doesn't vibe with me. It's like it just doesn't look like what I thought it should have looked like if that were the name. Like if someone presents you that name, I would imagine something completely different. Which would probably be like a retro base set with maybe some different maybe like different colors, maybe it's some sort of like variation where it's like retain some of that classic look, but maybe I don't know. I think that would be an interesting thought experiment to do. Like maybe changing the changing something about the colors, or maybe changing something about the modifiers. I don't know. But yeah, I don't like the kit either. The kitting is, I think, is so TKL kitting, guys, is very it doesn't work if you're not intending on selling that kit at least like 1,000 units. Mainly because, so people think that GMK prices scale by like number of keycaps, but it doesn't. Like it doesn't scale linearly, rather. So it actually is a much better deal for you to buy a GMK kit with a lot of keycaps in it. Like GMK's quotes will be lower, like will be a better bang for your buck in a package deal like that. So TKL only base kits or core kits or whatever you want to call them, like such as like Modern Dolch or 909R3 and those, right? Minimal, right? Those only work if you are going to have a ton of kits sold, at least 1,000 kits, I would say. And then even then, like, you would have to price them somewhere where people would be enticed to buy, which would likely be like $100 for the kit. And then child kits, because now you've split things up, child kits are going to be really expensive. Like, you're going to have to be paying $35 or more for the numpad and so on and so forth. But I don't think people understand that. So a lot of this, like, quote-unquote keycap set designers are putting are making TKL only base kits, but they don't really understand the underpinnings of that. Like, they don't really understand the consequences of it with how it relates to pricing and such. I mean, there's people who have literally spoken about this, including myself, right? But like, if you're going to do a base kit that's, I mean, if you're going to do a design that's sort of niche and you actually don't like legitimately expect it to sell like a lot, you should not be doing a TKL only kit. It's a really bad deal for people. Even $100 for TKL base kits at a certain quantity is already too expensive. Because you do have to take out a lot of keycaps from a full base kit in order to make it a TKL / streamline 65%, 75%, 60%, all that stuff, right? To streamline your kits like that, it takes a lot of work. I mean, it takes a lot of keys out, and so what you get as a consumer is actually quite a lot less, even though it seems kind of trivial. It was a headache to try to wrap my head around. What's EIMS? Didn't do so well last time either. Hope my set did alright. I mean, Sensei, I think you just have to wait and see. I think your set is fine to aim it at the regular MOQ, like 250 units. Oh, enjoy my insect. Oh, yeah. Enjoying my second, yeah. So that, so him, I mean, he has some drama around and stuff, right? SA Leviathan, you guys remember that? And GMK Waves and stuff. There's like Reddit drama on it, where he like lashed out against the guy who was trying to do SA Leviathan, saying that he was like already in the pipeline or something, and then he like backpedaled on it. It was unfortunate. It was truly unfortunate. Couldn't be me. But anyway, Cutie Foo X3. I bang this spacebar and the clicking comes back. Thoughts on shrink wrap mod? I think shrink wrap mod could be helpful if you can really put a very tight wrapping around the tip of the wire, around those bends. I mean, around the very tip of the wire, of the spacebar wire. It would have to be a very nice and tight fit, because if it's uneven, you're gonna start getting sounds from whatever that like uneven part is hitting. It's kind of like putting keyboard feet on your board and then putting it on a completely flat table, but it's like not placed properly. They'll like tilt on one side. Wave still hasn't shipped? No, it has. Yeah, it has. I own these colors, yeah. Yikes. Skip buying a lot of kits because they're so split apart, like Moto Minimal 909. Those kits had like nothing in the base kit. They require you to buy other additional kits for compatibility. Poor selling format IMO. Yeah, I mean, I'm then like as I said, like I'm not a like I think it's fine for like really good selling sets and stuff, like for them to do that as a business, but I mean, consumers don't really get that much good out of it. Like that's basically what it is. Consumers are actually paying way more than they like could be for whatever they need in general. Like, yeah, most people will argue, oh, but I only use a TKL, so I only need a TKL base kit and I only pay $100 plus shipping. But for 20 more bucks, you could have made that kit like chunky as hell, or 30 bucks even. Meanwhile, if you use any other layout outside of the availability of that base kit, you are spending $150, $160, like $180 even $200 if it has like novelties and stuff for that set. Like, it's a huge amount of money. Need them chunky kits? Yeah, like Dolchar 5 was like the kitting was was made around, like I looked at different interest checks and like obviously had some advice from several people, like Oblosky helped me a bit, like Zambma helped me a bit, I had a few other people input, their feedback on the kit, and that's why the extension kit was like a bit chunkier, but had like the option. It offers the option for you to basically fill out more than one keyboard from getting all of the kits. You could even fit. You could even have 3 keyboards filled out with Dolch related stuff with the 3 kits, and you know, it would cost you like, I don't know, like $200. But I don't think you can do that for the TKL only base kits and stuff, because they're not priced in such a way where like you actually save money from doing so. You don't. It's basically the same. It's like the restaurant / bar approach, where it's not the main entree, but the drinks that cost a lot more. You know what I mean? Like, you're paying like the premium on the side dishes and the drinks and that kind of stuff. It's a similar feeling. You're paying a lot for a small number of things. I just want my beige kits and PBT. Yeah, Hammer CRP is the best way to do that, unfortunately. I mean, maybe fortunately or unfortunately as well. Just because it's kind of slow, though. And kind of niche, too. But yeah. Those Bumans, thank you. Are there any knobs that have 2 switch systems that you can get onto 2U to make a budget satisfaction 75? Are there any knobs that have 2 switch systems? I legitimately have no answer to that question. Mostly because I've never had a Satisfaction 75 in my hands, so I actually don't know exactly how it works outside of like what I've seen. And second of all, I don't know much about the way these rotary encoders are working. I mean, aside from like a very EE perspective, which is like a potentiometer and stuff, but like, you know, other than that, like I don't really know what, like, I don't know what the alternative to your question would be. CRP contact R1 2.2 came out nice. Yeah, the 2.2s came out really nice. Yo, what's up, Jay Rogers? What's up? How are you doing? Welcome to the late night stream. Hammer does some weird stuff. That's niche stuff. They're inspired by vintage stuff. That's why. Vintage stuff can be weird if you're not acquainted to it. I'm pretty much acquainted. Every single set that Hammers has done so far, I'm acquainted with it somehow. Like, I've read about it, I've seen it somewhere, so I know all the inspirations for like all of the sets. I mean, the only ones that don't have an inspiration specifically are gonna be the Japanese one, the recent one that he ran. But everything else, I think, has a basis on a vintage keyboard with a vintage key set. So, yeah. Bro, I'm so hyped I joined the NK65 group buy. Awesome. That closes tonight, actually, for those who might be on the fence. NK65 group buy for the Milkshake edition closes tonight. So better get it like within now and maybe like an hour from now. If you wanted to get it. At best, it might close tomorrow morning, but I would not bank on that. Just don't do it. Might be that Novel Keys will just close it tonight, so yeah. Over 4,000 sold. Oh my god. Hammer does some weird stuff, sells more stuff on his Taobao store than what is usually available in proxies. That sounds like a Chinese vendor, though. Korea is the same. The weird stuff was what Hammer does for proxy and stuff. Yeah, they kind of do that. It's just because international sales are so hard to handle, logistically speaking, especially with the language barrier. It's even more difficult, and the costs. Yeah, it's very non-trivial to like ship out like huge bulk of goods to like many different countries too. So yeah. Like you have to know that country's like laws for shipping and customs and stuff. Like commercial stuff. I tell all the Chinese makers to just go in on it with me. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be more easily handled if all the like bigger vendors were like, I mean, we already work together with like vendor wise with key sets, and so I mean like GMK sets for example, right? It would be nicer to see some of these more niche vendors with better collaborations with people who have experience in the past, and therefore could facilitate that process a lot better. You know what I mean? I also realized that I lubed one extra stab, but it's fine. No, this is not a personal build. It says right there in the command. This is not a personal build. Nearly every build is a client build. There's maybe once in a blue moon that I build a personal build. That's mostly due to me not getting new new keyboards lately. So this stab kind of worries me. It's looking a little bit loose. Let's try this one. Okay, that's better. Put that extra stab under your pillow so the stab fairy will come while you sleep. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I would gain, like $2. Gotta treat yourself sometimes, man. I do treat myself in different ways. I treat myself with, yeah, food, like new gear. I treat my family to stuff, or like my friends and stuff. I don't know, depends. Or like sometimes, occasionally, I'll buy like a key set and stuff, which is not too bad. Yeah, this whatever happened to this guy? It's like did it burn? It's like twisted. Whoa, that's whack. Something happened to this stabilizer, guys. Good thing that I don't need another stabilizer, but look at this. Can you guys see? It's like bent over. I don't know what the hell happened to it. It wasn't close to anything because it's been in the bag the whole time. It probably got burnt in the factory or something. Whew, wild. That's a defect. Let me see, sorry. Crazy to think that all 4,000 are going to be shipped in 4 or 5 months. Yeah. Not sure if this has been asked. Are those Durock stabs with black wires? They are KH14. They are 41. They are Durock stabs with black wires. My friend Jeffrey is the person you're making this keyboard for. He sent me this link. Hi, Timothy. Welcome. Yes, I am building this for your friend. Welcome, welcome. Although you probably shouldn't say like who your friend is because that's kind of a dox on the internet. Next time you know. Andy, what's up? You say you have a big artisan collection, right? Yeah, I do have a modest artisan collection. That pocket. Pot liquor, I'm still on the fence about the NK65 milkshake. Running out of time. Indeed, running out of time. About maybe like an hour at most, because Novelties is located on the East Coast, near the East Coast. So I would not wait too long. if you're going to buy. Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna buy myself a 165 for my birthday at the end of the month, and I'm so hyped. Kind of tragic. I have to pay 5 times the retail price, but whatever. I mean, I guess if you specifically want a 165, you could always wait for a new release in the future. You could, I mean, of course you can pay the aftermarket price. You're anytime free to do so. But I would also suggest maybe you could try trading for one. It could be easier. Andy. Oh, thank you so much for gifting a sub. Thank you. Miniature figurines collection. I don't have anything to trade, but you know, that's what I'm saying is patience is a virtue, and you should try to, you know, like maybe a board that you enjoy later will you know, you'll be able to trade for a Keycult, or maybe by that time you will have another opportunity at it, you know. If you don't want to spend that amount of money, you know, I mean, it just boils down to whether you want it here right now. And if you don't, like if it's okay for you to wait a little, then you know, you'll be able to get something at a lower cost. I just think it's just a mentality thing. It's just a mentality thing. Like if you see it in the way that I see it, it's just like, you know, wait for the next release, or wait for a deal to pop up that you can figure out, you know, like if it's a trade or something like that. Or just buy a different board. That is also another approach. Yep. Maybe I can treat my body. Hiya. Or learn to be poor? Yeah, that's my life. I learned to be poor as a very young kid, and I'm okay with it. So I'll just clip this on for now, and the other end we'll just have to actually. I guess I'll just leave it unlubed, because otherwise it won't work. And then this I'll just have to, like, for now, kind of leave it this way. But if the client sees this, I'll tell him that this one doesn't work. The defective stab, unfortunately, but good thing that we don't need more than that. Alright. Travis Scott ad. Oh my gosh, these ads are out of control. Anyway, probability wise you might never win a raffle. That is so not true. Freak that, I ain't wait. Take my money, random Reddit man. I mean, to each their own. If a Reddit man is all it takes for you to get this keyboard, then, you know, go for it. This might be a bad thing, but what would be the next best keyboard after the entry edition? Probably like a KVD fans board is pretty good, or like there's like affordable boards, like some of the TX keyboards line of boards is pretty good, really solid, good pricing, and like I think the kits are pretty good. I don't understand. What are these round cutouts for? I've seen so many Keycult builds, but they always get me so excited. I'm glad. I was thinking maybe it would bore people out. KVD Fans is coming up with a board like the entry. Cool. I mean, KVD Fans is always definitely trying to reach the more budget-friendly part of the market. The red PCBs remind me of Christian Louboutin. Same level of luxury. Do you have any experience with a curved backplate or PCB? Only with the Model M or Model F. I have a little bit of experience, but it's not extensive. No, not extensive experience with it. But it's different, you know, because the IBM keyboards are like the structure is a bit different. The PCB is like a very, very thin membrane, and then yeah. And then there's a capacitive mechanism for the Model F, for example. For the Model M, is just like the membrane. Haven't even received my keyboard yet, and I'm already thinking about buying another one. That sure sounds like it sure sounds like keyboards, like you enjoying keyboards that much. I mean, it's super easy to fall into it. It's a rabbit hole, and it's so easy to just want more and try out more, and yeah, it's just like that. Just have to really have to work on trying to exercise some self-control and like budgeting even. But it's just hard. I know it's hard. I've been there too. Is the escape key resin? It is. Looks nice, thank you. It's a Nightcaps Moon Blank. I collect those Moon Blank caps. Already know the spec of the build. I'm gonna get the white and red 165 with aluminum plate with MX Xylons with either GMK Darling or DSA Galactic Republic. Oh, cool. Other PCB, I'm gonna go with a brass plate with Holy Pandas. Wow. Knowing exactly what you want is actually a very good thing, because it means that hopefully once you just get that, you're done. Right? You won't ever have to worry about anything again. But I kind of doubt that that's the case for most people. Most people say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be done. This is end game," and then next thing you know, they're still around buying stuff. I've heard it too many times. End game. No self-control, no budget. Take my money, give me more boards. Hiya. There's no such thing as done. Yeah, see? Look at me. There's no such thing as done. That milkshake is so beautiful, but I shouldn't. Oh gosh, look at Pot Liquor trying to have some self-restraint here. It's amazing. Much respect. Guys, I applied for partner. I can't wait to be approved, hopefully, if I get approved. You know why? You know what I'm excited about for partner? It's not the damn check mark. It's not about the check mark only. It's not about just the like the ad benefits or whatever. It's about the damn emote slots. I want more emote slots. I have emotes on Discord, but I don't have them here because just there's not enough slots for it. I want more emote slots. Anyway, first world problem kind of thing. Yeah. Would it be worth it to lube MX Browns? Yeah, do it. I would avoid, if you're lubing MX Browns, don't lube the metallic leaf, like the metallic leaf, like this one inside, right? Don't lube that thing on the inside, and don't lube the tactile like legs on the front of the stem. So the stems, tactile stems have like a, I mean all stems have like a little like little leg kind of like protrudes out on both sides. Don't lube that. Don't touch it at all, because otherwise you're gonna make it linear, basically. Might feel scratchy? Yeah. Unfortunately, I do have to say though, if they do feel very, very scratchy, lube makes a good switch better, but it does not make a bad switch good. Okay? So if your switch is definitely bad, don't expect it to improve like miles. If you like, just because you lube them. It will help though. It will definitely help. But I would not say it's gonna make it like perfect. What does linear mean? Less clicky? No bump. Yeah, no tactile bump or no tactility. So like in tactile switches, you feel like there is a point where you have to get past in order to bottom out the switch completely. You can't, like, when in linear switches, it's a linear force versus displacement curve. So as you apply an even amount of force, you have the same amount of displacement or movement, like down or up. What's up, gaming child? How are you? Are you gonna join Space Cadet 2 group buy? No, I'm not, because I already have Space Cadet from the first round. And that said, I also I think the only kit I want to grab is the R5 Able kit, which is the True Cadet kit. But that's it. I don't think I'm gonna buy anything else. All right, let's test these stabs. I'm new to keyboards. This is educational. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions, Potlicker. It's not a... Is Novel Keys likely to run Milkshake again? You mean the key set? Maybe. So this is the thing, Potlicker. Reruns are actually kind of harder or like less likely to do for several reasons. Number one is that designers, like the designers who make those key sets, kind of want to focus on other new projects for themselves, right? After they've run it once or something. So they don't always want to focus on having a rerun, you know? The second thing I would think about is that there are also like other new things coming out from other designers. So, you know, like they might want to focus their efforts. Like vendors might want to focus on other efforts. So yeah. So it depends. Maybe maybe is the answer, but I can't say it would be necessarily true. I'm sorry, that was my wood panel thingy. Are you going in on Noir? Likely yes. Wait, did I do it in the wrong spot? Yeah, I put it on the wrong spot. Likely that I will get GMK Noir. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the modifiers personally, but I do want to support apiary, and I do like the colors and kind of like more abstract sort of theme of the set. So, yeah. If I have the funds, I'll most likely get in. Do you think dedicated plates for 6.25U7U is better? If you know exactly what you like, then yes, it is better, in my opinion, because it basically allows for less room for error, like wiggling and that kind of stuff. I do think like split backspace and like caps lock, that kind of stuff is fine, like having that extra support. But universal plates are not necessarily bad, you just need to be a little bit more careful, that's all. How'd you get a Keycult? This is not mine, but it's a client's, so I'm building this for somebody else. But I do have a Keycult 160 and a Keycult number 1. Wait, what was I gonna do? I was gonna do something. Oh, I was gonna hydrate. Yeah. What was I looking at just earlier? Let's see, manage requests. ¿Cuántos tacos vale un Keycult? Pancho. Con lo rico que son los tacos, yo creo que unos 100 tacos serán. No te creas. No. Too many tacos for a Keycult. Too many tortillas, too much meat. Okay. Keyboard's on top. Yeah, there you go. Command keyboard. Okay, no rattle. It's good. What are your thoughts on the alpacas and the silent alpacas? They're awesome switches. I think they're super smooth, good, well priced if you get them on retail. They look pretty nice too. I like them. I like them a lot. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of silent switches in general, but that's just because I like the sound of non-silent switches. So that's the only reason I don't really get silent switches. But I've heard good things. I've heard people really like silent alpacas as well. I love how mushy silent switches are. Yeah, see? So there's preferences. I don't, but Silly Pears does. So, you know. Or maybe it's sarcasm, but, you know. I don't know. Maybe they do. But yeah, people have preferences with that, and so for me, silent switches, I don't like because of, I like hearing the sound of my typing. It was choke. There you go. Some people like it, some people don't. Like, really. Any tips on how to put the desk key films on alpacas it keeps on moving? You could use tweezers or just hold it with your fingers. Like, how do I explain that? Like, you just have to hold your switch kind of like this, and then you put it on, and then you put the cap on. I always think rubber dome is great until I hear something like that. Alright, I think we're done with the lubing part for the stabs. I thought those films had an adhesive on one side. No, it's not adhesive. It's like a film to hold them together. Like it's like from the it's like from the original film they're made out of. They have a little like plastic film. It's not adhesive though. It is not adhesive. The whole point of switch films is that they're not adhesive. Because if they're adhesive, you would just call them switch stickers, which is something that we did have before. Put the film in the top housing first. I put them in the bottom housing myself, but I mean it's definitely a preference thing. You could put them in the top housing and manage to put it in just fine. Like, it's not a problem. I remember when Will Arseny handed me his HHKB for the first time, and it was very weird. Yeah, Toper is weird, for sure, for the first time. I thought it was weird too, and then I was like, man, I really like it actually. Is this built for a commission? Yeah. It is for a client. I love my HKB. I do too. Got some karaoke going outside. How much are commissions? You can do exclamation commissions, I believe. Actually, you know, that link is outdated. Let me just, I'm gonna update that link. Hold up. Hold up. There, it's updated. Let's try again. Commissions. There you go. Links to my website. Hey, Akarshi, what's up, man? How you doing? I know it's like late at night too, but I mean it's a Friday anyway. What's cooking? I spent 6 hours today retouching a keyboard photo in Photoshop, and my file got corrupted. Oh no, that sucks, Shiny Pants. Wait, does Photoshop not have like auto backup in any way? Alloy says hello. Welcome, welcome. Photoshop doesn't? I see. Yeah, I mean personally, I've moved away from Photoshop. Well, actually, I've moved out from the Adobe ecosystem. I currently work with Capture One and the Affinity line of stuff. So you know, like Affinity Photo and whatnot. So yeah, not even versioning. Ah, that's unfortunate. ¿Sabes si el teclado se compró en Raffle o Mech Market? Creo que sería en Raffle, Pancho. Tuvieron mucha suerte. Any tips on how to stop your spacebar from rattling? Apply more lubricant. Apply more lube. When you apply lube on the spacebar wire specifically, be careful. Be more conscious about applying it towards the tip of the wire, to tip end of the wire. So that part is where like a lot of that rattle is gonna be coming from. Like that part and like the top and bottom sides of that wire, like, you know, it's like round, it's like kind of like this part, but like right at the tip, and then like this part over here. Lube. Yeah, lube. Just a lot of lube. Lube never hurts, you know? Too much lube never has never hurt. Well, maybe except for in a switch. Like in switches, it can hurt because it can make them really like really goopy. I mean, of course, if you fill out your stabilizer, it's also gonna make it worse. But like, you know, don't overdo it. But you know, Krytox is already expensive as it is, though, so I guess it won't hurt. I mean, it would hurt your wallet to make it too expensive. I mean, to like put too much in it, you know. But if you put like dielectric grease is a bit cheaper, so maybe you could fill it up with dielectric grease. But yeah, many ways to stop the spacebar from rattling, I think. Another thing to consider for sure is that it depends on your keycaps sometimes. if your keycaps are a little bit bent and stuff, it can cause rattle because it's actually the space between the very top of your like stabilizer stem and the keycap, like kind of like going back and forth like a seesaw, so that can cause that problem too. I like to use Spray for all my editing work. I think somehow I messed up when saving to TIFF. Man, that's a bummer. Mr. Fro 2000, what's the fire avocado deathmat? It's a deathmat I bought from Drop actually. So I don't. It's called like seasonal fruit deathmat or something like that. I think you have to look for it. I could link you right now if let me see. I can check for a link here. It's like avocado drop seasonal desk mat. I don't know. It was something like that. Oh, there it is. Found it. So let me post it in chat. That's where the desk mat came from. Chinny Harvest Season Stitch Edge desk mat. There we go. Remove the space bar. Remove the space bar. No more rattle. Yeah, just type on the switch in the middle, dead center. Like your accuracy will improve by quite a lot. If you can just always hit the middle of the stem. Go ortho. No more stabs. Ortho, you could be using 2U, right? A 2U stab. I mean, it is true that all the trouble that we get from stabs is going to be from the long ones, from like 7U and stuff. Mostly 7U, but I think I've definitely heard of people having issues with 6.25 as well. 2U bad. Hello, Raro. Hello. It's not too horrible. I decided I didn't like the photo right before it happened. Yeah, still a bummer though. Losing your work in the middle of editing is always a bummer. I think it's worse when it's like, I mean, yeah, that's a lot. But I do a lot of writing and stuff, and so losing like a document is always tragic, like a written document. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I use a lot of like, you know, Google Drive, like synced services. So yeah, makes it a little better, but still. Hey, Tyler the Gora, hello. How are you doing? Keycult build indeed. Alright, we have a couple more switches to put in. So we have this guy. Are you supposed to freaking push like a madman on, for example, the enter key so it doesn't rattle, or are you supposed to gently push in the keycap? I think the key part is to push it evenly. So, like, look at... I'm gonna demonstrate this. So, like, let's say I'm putting the cap on, right? I normally grab the cap by both sides, like this, and I just, like, make sure the middle's lined up, and then I just press on both sides, and then test. You don't have to press super hard. Sometimes the keycaps can be a bit of a tight fit because of whatchamacallit, because like PBT materials can like shrink a bit and stuff. But yeah, I would say that you don't have to like push like crazy. Just as long as you feel that it doesn't go any further, it's fine. Let me see. So the 165. I think the layout on the two side keys is gonna be 1.5U. So yeah. So let's see. Whoa.
Just because.
Tyler the Core, I think so much for the $1 tip. That was surprising. Best method is to mount PCB and plate on the wall, stand 3 feet away, and throw caps until they catch on. What is this? Is this like you guys remember when it was LTT, right? Who bought like a bunch of switches to like mount on the wall, right? From Novel Keys. He was doing this like array mosaic sort of thing with switches. I remember it was a video about that. It was like one of his first videos on like mech stuff. Oh no, it was Random Frank. Yeah, that's right. It was Random Frank LP. Yeah, Random Frank P who did that, and it was like an array or like a mosaic of switches, and I was just like, that's kind of cool, but it's also like, man, that's a lot of switches. It's like a whole wall of them. It was crazy. But then unfortunately he also got like one of those what was it? Yeah, Random Frank P, yeah. Yeah, okay. Menu. Okay, should be here. Wait, I think that might be too close. Imagine explaining that to a guest. You mean the wall thing? Let's see. Let's make sure it fits. Okay, so the label is no. Right one. Oh no, it's 1.25 Keycaps actually. That's my bad. My bad. Keep forgetting there's a blocker, so it's gonna be here and in the middle. Right here. Alright. Do I have 1.25 Keycaps here? Something around here. Hold up. Drink the water. I will drink the water. One sec. Drink the water. I have a bit of soda. Let's just make sure. Just make sure. Okay. Cool. It's all good. Alrighty. Okay. Let's get going on the soldering now. The extra switches. And they got that karaoke going on. The building right in front. Just had oh man, just had McDonald's, Mickey D's. I would love some large fries right now. And a McChicken. What soldering kit would you recommend? If you do exclamation gear, I have a kit.co website where you can check out the recommendations I make and the gear I use. There's a recommendation for a welder soldering kit. As long as it's temperature controllable, it should be good. So I highly suggest getting a soldering iron that does have temperature control. Otherwise, it won't be good for your PCB to use ones that don't have it, because they heat up quite a lot. So they run too hot, so it can damage your PCB. Sorry, why no? Don't apologize. Don't apologize. No need to apologize. Setting PCB and plate on the ground and dropping caps off the roof was the next best method. This guy with these big brain methods. Yo, Obsidian, any hints of ale? No. Never. Okay, let's see. Get my soldering iron, and we're gonna get my soldering fan. Smoke absorbing fan, rather. You need to lift pads for the gains. Yeah, no gain if you don't ruin your PCB at least once completely. Let's see. Not too many people trying for today's game. What a shame. Alright. Another build by the sponsor streamer, I see. Just you wait, Obsidian. You'll see something even crazier soon. It will truly make you doubt your beliefs. And it'll make you think, wow, I thought he was sponsored? Oh man. No. Beyond that. Way beyond. I'm past that already. That was in the past. Anyway, soon TM. Diego now owns Keycult. Yes. I have bought every share with them stonks. Diego good, blue better. Rude. I just built my first keyboard but wanted to learn how to solder for my next board. That's why I'm asking so many questions. Sorry about... No, don't apologize, man. It's fine. I mean, I'm here to... There's a reason why I tagged this stream with the educational and tutorial. Oh my god, freaking alarm outside. I'm so sorry. Alright, it stopped. It stopped. Please don't ring again. I don't have a car. I don't own a car, okay? I don't own a car. So don't... It's that New York life, man. Everything you hear around me feels like it's so close by, but... It's just that city life. Everything's super loud. Sure. With that Keycult stock, you got yourself a Lambo, right? Nah, man. I bought some other kinds of stocks with it. Sold those, bought some others. Because right now, I'm not sure if I mean, if people here follow stocks, today was an interesting day. Today might have been stonks for some people. Might have been not. Open terribly? Yeah. Yeah, after hours yesterday was wild. Today was Meow songs down. Oh no. Peepo, I mean, it was Pepe not like this. Want to use emos for everything. He owned a car just up to 10 seconds ago. Gosh. Okay. Let's make sure everything's properly in. Okay, that's fine. Stocks are emotional, kind of. Well, oh, for sure. I mean, the people who buy and sell them, right? Like it's sometimes it's based on a very rational choice, but I do think that it can be so subjective and emotional because people who are like, oh, I trust my gut, and it's based on like how they feel about whatever company or whatever entity they're buying from, right? And like obviously politics has a huge role in that. It's crazy, man. Crazy stuff. Today's was going to be so bad, and there was yeah. A is better than bad, though. So yeah, just another day, indeed. But at least it's Friday. There's a command, exclamation, it's Friday, and you'll get the best video of all time. A true Friday tradition. If I were not to post that on the Keycult Discord every Friday, you could maybe be worried. You'll be like, what's wrong with Lightning? Where is he today? How has he not posted yet? Today I was a little late though, because I had morning meetings. Not for you know who. Indeed. Not for some peoples. Zemnova, thank you so much for the... Oh no, actually, Raro, thank you so much for gifting a sub, a tier 1 sub to Zemnova. Thank you. Very generous. That video. You don't like it? It's great. Anyway, I love it. I'm glad you appreciate it. Wait a second. Just got a bent pin, so I have to take that out. So we're in our favorite time of the stream, which is sponsor time. Fortunately, today I have a lot of new things to talk about, which is great. So, let's talk about some of the stuff for this month. So it is the month of October now, and we have some new group buys on the horizon. So first, if you head on over to Canon Keys, you will be able to find GMK Red Dragon. So GMK Red Dragon is a fire-themed key set by Rensuya. This is a continuation to GMK Mizu and GMK Terra. Now it's the fire element. And yeah, we actually talked about it earlier in the stream today. Cool looking set. With some cool looking desk mats as well as Rama keycaps. There's a Rama Enter as well as a brass keycap and a regular aluminum keycap with enamel filling. So yeah, head on over to Canon Keys to purchase GMK Red Dragon. On Canon Keys as well, there's this cool desk mat design by Anna Elisa, and I actually really like it. So let me actually show you what it looks like, because I actually thought it was very, very nice. So this desk mat over here looks very pretty. Just kind of like this cloudy sort of design. And I don't know, like I like these like pastel-y sort of colors, and this like actual like painting like look. Yeah, I think it suits desk mat format. So check out the Anna Elisa's Cotton Candy Man. It's going to be running until November 1st. And then there's Sour and Canon Keys collaboration mats. So there's a few designs here. There's black and gray and blue colors, also for group buy for the month. Okay. Someone say group buy? Huh. Yeah. Anyway. So next up we have DixieMech. So you can head on over to dixiemech.com/lightning. Right now, SA Dual Shot should still be open, so you can go ahead and get SA Dual Shot. So a spherical profile set inspired after the PlayStation colors. So go head on over to dixiemech.com/lightning for SA Dual Shot, as well as dust mat designs that drop every so often. There's a dust mat calendar. DixieMech often restocks a lot of their designs. So let's say you wanted the floral design or the home sweet home and a few other ones. There's some cool dust mat designs over there, so and they restock pretty regularly, so just go and check them out. Next up is Novel Keys. On Novel Keys, as I just warned earlier, today is the last day for GMK Sloth, as well as for the Milkshake 65 NK65 keyboard group buy. So if you haven't seen, the NK65 is a white keyboard. It's a color, as a white colored keyboard that includes a case, like everything that you need for it, like a PCB plate and all that, stabilizers, switches, keycaps. It comes with everything, and it's I personally think it's a great deal for the price. But today's the last day for the group buy, so if you don't want to miss out, go check out novelkeys.xyz, where you can find the NK65 Milkshake Edition. Go buy the Sloth, do it. Yeah, GMK Sloth looks pretty cool. I personally am not going to be getting GMK Sloth this time around because I ran out of funds. I don't have any more monies to spend for the month. So yeah. But yeah, GMK Sloth is definitely a set I would highly consider. I think it looks great. Hotswap PCB2 for people to use for testers. Yes, I am getting a Milkshake Edition NK65. So yeah, I'm also planning to use it like a test bench. So yeah. Anyway, Novel Keys, we also have GMK Space Cadet 2. So GMK Space Cadet 2 is the second iteration of the popular Space Cadet key set. Blues and grays. And there's a bunch of child kits. There's like True Cadet and Cherry Icons, 40s, among other things. If you're into like kind of like geeky like legends, there's like there's like math and like Greek letter legends on the alphas. GMK Space Cadet 2 might be for you. It's inspired after the what we consider, what some people in vintage consider the holy grail of keyboards. The original like Space Cadet or Cadet keyboard that was part of a terminal developed by MIT. Yo, Obsidian! Oh my gosh! Thank you so much for gifting 5 tier subs, 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you so much, dude. It's so awesome. Yeah, if you're into Lisp, Cadet is just for you. Yeah. So computer scientists out there, if you're a nerd and you like Lisp, Cadet is exactly for you. Yep. All right. The next sponsors are Prime Keyboards, primekb.com/lightning. So you can head on over to primekb.com. And right now they have like Durock stabilizers, desk keys films. They will soon be restocking like alpacas and silent alpaca switches. They have switch openers, gold-plated springs, and a variety of accessories. Later in the year, they're also going to be running the Meridian in stock buy, which is a collaboration keyboard with AIO3. So if you're interested in that, just go on Geekhack. Let's just type on like Geekhack Meridian keyboard like on Google. Just search something like that, and it'll pop right up. And then the next and last sponsor is going to be Project Keyboard. Project Keyboard hasn't opened the group buy for GMK Noir just yet, but GMK Noir is going to be coming up very soon, so go on check projectkeyboard.com when that drops. They occasionally restock things like Alice PCBs, and they do plate group buys for a variety of keyboards, so if you're interested in those, you can also check out projectkeyboard.com and sign up for the newsletter. I forgot to mention, but mintautumn.com is also another sponsor of the stream, and you may check them out to sign up for the newsletter because they've done the Rukia Alice layout keyboard group buy, but they will also be doing other new projects. Irma is a TKL made out of polyethylene that they're currently developing, and so if you want to, stay updated with that stuff, you should definitely go on mintautumn.com and sign up for the newsletter or join their Discord server and so on. Alrighty. Alright, let's test this guy. I'm a professional shiller. Meridian Noir, thank you so much for the links, Obsidian. You're awesome. Alrighty, let's test this guy. Let's open up VIA and see what's up. VIA. Okay. Alright, key tester. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is an FN key. Cool. And oh, whoops. All right. This was the one with the bent pin. All right. Some water. Alrighty. Oh, I forgot Mr. Kitty. All right. We're done with that. Where's the board? Yeah. let's unscrew this case and put the assembly in. Your phone? My phone? My phone's on silent, pretty sure. Thought it was ringing. No, I think it's outside. I have the window open, and I think there's like someone doing karaoke. So maybe it's the vibrations of the surrounding things. Not around me, but like in the other building. But yeah. It's probably the sound of that. Someone doing karaoke while stealing cars. Maybe it's just all a ruse. They're doing karaoke in order to steal cars, but they failed. You don't know that. They're just singing over the car alarms? Yeah. Alright, so for those who have not seen the Keycult 165, this is the top piece. And this is the bottom piece on the interior. Or is it not focusing? Let me see. Alright. It's interior. It's made out of brass, this mid piece. Alright. So we're going to put in the daughter board first. So we need to unscrew these guys here. This is like the 160 or 165 you've built. Yeah, I think that's. Okay, let me remember how many. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it might be the 5th one or the 6th one. Yeah. But there are quite a lot of 165s and 160s, so I guess it makes sense, you know. Okay, there's a mid piece, so it's made out of brass. So this mid piece just fits right onto the bottom piece. That's why it's like this. And what we're going to do is take the daughter board from the PCB. I'm conflicted. Why are you conflicted? What's... Hold up. I might have not taken out some of the screws from the original box. Give me 1 second. I was thinking there was something missing. It was these screws and pegs. So these screws and pegs are for aligning the board as well as the daughter board. So, and there's just some Allen keys. Smith and Rune already confirmed a second run of 165? No idea. But I mean, the 180 is gonna happen first, right? So there's quite a lot of 65% coming up. 265 from Keycult is gonna come out soon. I mean, they're being made. The Aurora Input Series by Oblotsky is also in the interest check. Vega is in interest check. Is gonna also be out very soon. There's so many 65% right now. Well, if you already own a 165, like an Iron 165, I would skip the new run. But otherwise, I would consider some of the other buys as well. Vega's gonna be real hot. Yeah, it's like it's kind of like a 65% Polaris, right? There goes the fire department. Any fewer boards to come out, so my wallet can't take it. Yeah, there's so many boards for sure. I'm actually okay with Andromeda not coming out right now, Mr. Bupil. Why? Because I wouldn't have money for it. I wouldn't have money to afford it. Alright, so basically this is how you set up the daughter board here. You basically just screw it in and then slot it into the channel here. And then what you do is you take the mid piece and you pass the daughter board cable through the opening here. And then you just make sure that it doesn't pinch. And that's still in the channel, and then you just slot it into the bottom piece. And then you just grab your other screws and bolt down the mid piece. I don't mind waiting. Yeah, me neither, honestly. Do you party hard outside right now? Yeah. I've never built a 65% until a few hours ago, so I'm gonna skip it. Made it seamless to boot. You mean the Vega, right? I just want his Orbit X already. Man, isn't that like in permanent like limbo right now? Orbit. Yo, Lightning, thank you for inspiring me to build my first keyboard. Your KBD8X build VOD was really helpful. I built it with split backspace. This is a troll. This is a troll. Yeah, I built it with split backspace, split right shift, mod pipe, and mod tilde. Thank you for the informational content. This is everything I stand against. A TKL should never have split backspace, split right shift, mod pipe, or mod tilde. You're horrible people. Jesus Christ. You got me on that first half. I was like, oh, that is so nice of you. You trolls. Bunch of trolls. Did it also have a win key? I don't care about win key. Win key is fine. Win key I don't mind. Hey Alex, what's up, man? How are you doing tonight? You're up late. Or actually, wait, are we off time zones? I actually forget which time zone you're in. I think you're in East though. So it's pretty late. You wanted extra switches to break in? Imagine that. Just because you get like extra, what, 3 switches? I have a spare number 2 plate. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I don't like the idea. Oh dear lord. Anyway, so you just grab the daughterboard cable. Hopefully it's not too short. And then just attempt to put it into the JST connector here. Okay, it's in. And then you just place the plates on top of the gaskets. Ooh, this cable's feeling short. Isn't it? Is it really? Or is it not? Let's see. I'm feeling it's very taut. Hopefully. The daughterboard cable is fine. Hopefully. It's really tight. Hold up. Still plugged in, but I feel so insecure. It is very taut? Yeah. I'm not feeling great about this. I might just make sure that I get some more slack. Hold up. Kind of feel like I'm not getting slack for some reason. Just to be safe. Try taking out the alignment pins. Yeah, I might do that. I might just use like one of them or two of them rather. Just 2 corners, right? Actually. It came out though. Let's see. You mean the numpad isn't supposed to be a mini ortho board? Do you guys know that the OTD numpad is all 1U? It's like one of those calculators, but like with all 1U size keys. It's a random fun fact of the day. This thing is really taut in there. It makes me a little nervous. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Yep, it's very taut. Hopefully it just plugs in and manages to. Try the Jorge tilt technique thing. What's Jorge's tilt technique thing? Just make an L? Yeah, exactly. Make an L. I mean, I think it was going to fit fine. I was just a little nervous that it was going to rip out something because it was so taut. But I think it might fit just fine. All right, let's try this. Okay, it's plugged in. Alright, cool. That does it. Fine. One way to know for sure though is to test it before I close the case. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's do this. This might be getting in the way. Hopefully not. Alright, I think it's closing. Okay. Is it worth filming Tealios? Are these Tealios filmed? They're not filmed, I believe. You don't have to film Tealios, in my opinion. My opinion is that you don't have to film most Gateron switches, maybe except for inks. Inks I do recommend filming because for some reason once you open them up, they kind of loosen up the top housing. So yeah, but otherwise I think Tealios and like regular Gateron switches, they mostly they tend to do fine without the films, without switch films. Okay, now let's just go around. Cool. It's all closed up. Alright. Voila. Let's just make sure. Makes the sound. Good. Alright. So the client did send me some keycaps to use, which I think they are GMK Olivia caps. But if you guys want to see a different keycap set for tonight's build, we can do that. So let me suggest some kits I do have available to use. I didn't like take out a bunch earlier, but I should have a few to list. So let me show you what I got. Let's see. I vote beige. We can do beige. Beige is one of the options for sure. I do have like GMK 909, R2, R3, a few others. Let's see, key sets. Where's my key set list? I have Hyperfuse, R2. I have GMK Muted. I have white and black, of course. White and black, everything. Ski Data. Miami Nights. Keyboard and Co. I have Camping, Hyperfuse Origins, TA90, Eclipse, Striker. Muted with some accents. Okay. That seems, yeah, I do have Mr. Sleeves as well if you guys wanted me to use that. Muted? Okay, muted. Let's do muted. Let's try muted. Let me go get it, though. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, okay? Alright, I'm back. So I found my muted set. I'm not sure where I put my purple and cyan accents, but I do have Mr. Sleeves here, so we can just use Mr. Sleeves. Alright, GMK Muted. Let's see. One day someone will convince J-Chan to let someone rerun. Yeah. It's too bad, isn't Keycult out of the scene now though? And they closed business. From what I know. Got my 1S5 GMK set. Oh, first GMK set a few days ago. Pretty happy with it, but the finish is definitely different from other sets I've tried. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Nathan was talking one day about trying to get them to let him rerun muted. That would be interesting if they let Nathan rerun it. I mean, if Nathan reran it, there certainly would be a incentive for them to accept. Because if Nathan promotes it, stonks, man, stonks, big stonks. It's meh, it feels nice, but with my hands sweat, it feels sort of sticky. Oh, I guess I could see that. Let's see. Has anyone ever told you you look a little bit like Bruce Lee? No, but I'm gonna take that as a compliment because I think Bruce Lee's awesome. But Olivia Plus Plus looks pretty nice. Yeah, Olivia Plus Plus is a very nice set for sure. Let's see. I have purse lock. We can use accent spacebar or no accent spacebar. We can decide that in a bit. Let's do the alt graph and let's run something different like menu here. Cool. All right. Let's see. Where's my split shift? Over here. And arrow keys. Okay, so if we do an accent enter, I'm not gonna accent my arrow keys. So I'm gonna do regular arrows, okay? Unless you guys wanted me to accent the arrows, but otherwise, I'm gonna put in regular ones for now. And here at the side, it's home. Page up, page down. Page up. Page down. And I guess end would be the right key there, but Is there an end for this? Maybe it's in the... Oh, it's probably in the bag where my purple and cyan accents are, but I don't know where that is right now. So I'm just going to put FN key here for now. That's fine. Wait, this FN... This page down doesn't fit the profile. Oh, that's annoying. I really need to find that bag. I don't know where it is right now. Where's my puller? I don't have the right profile for these caps, which is very bizarre. Why does this have a page, page down that's in the row 4? I'm just gonna use minus and plus, it's fine. Okay, that should match the profile. Is this a personal build? It is not, it is a client's build. Alright. We can choose accents or no accents, so we're gonna do this. Let's do a poll, or rather, we don't have to do a poll, but you guys can tell me what you guys want to see. There is no accent. I see 2 page down caps in that nav cluster though. Yeah, this is R1 and this is R2, which doesn't fit. Should be R3. Alright, and we have... So let's see, we have blue enter, like, what is that, like salmon sort of enter and escape. We have the space bars as well, 6.25U space bars right here. And we also have the blue escape as well. So what do you guys want? Unfortunate? No, it's just, I just need to go find my the rest of the kit. It's in the bag somewhere. I just got a little lazy. Didn't look for it right now. Blue? Oh, you guys want blue on it. Okay. So blue enter or blue spacebar? Blue enter? Blue enter. Blue everything. We could do blue escape and blue. Maybe we could just do regular space, maybe? I think that's fine. Alright. Red space? Pink space bar? We could try that. Where's the pink one? Yo, Cookie Dough TD, hello. So, like that. Do you guys like that better? It's kind of loud outside. Yes? Okay, let's do that then. Can't be Mr. Sleeves without both. Oh, I guess that's very true. Also, life pro tip: when you're removing your space bars, always remove the 2 keys around it, and I just use my fingers to put my fingertips underneath, and then easy peasy. Oh, that's not the right one. Is this the right one? Oh, is this the 6.25? I just got the sub emote, so I'm happy. That's awesome. I'm glad you liked the emote in the first place. Okay. They're really having fun out there. Alright. Looks like it's all set up. Alright. This side is very calming to look. That's good. Alright, let's get this out of the way. Maybe I'll just put it up. Okay, here we are. My hands are feeling a bit must be from the lube from earlier. Gotta go wash my hands really quick, but I'm gonna get the typing test ready. Okay, there's that, and just make it bigger maybe, and maybe put my mic over. Okay. And I'll be right back. Alrighty, let's get started. Oh, I should close the window. Okay, here we are. More silence. It's a little rowdy out there. Oh, the music's not off yet. Okay. Alright. So we have a 165 with Tealios on the brass plate. Actually, I'm not sure what it's gonna sound like, but we'll see. Alright. You guys can hear that, like, all the partying out there, right? Sorry about that. Let's see. Here Alright. Literally muted. Anyway, these are the mods. Okay, so that's what it sounds like. No miniature figurine. No one suggested one and I forgot, but I can probably find one. I can probably find something appropriate for it. Something like this blue. I don't know what would be nice for it though. Miniature figurine that's blue. Does that match? It's a little darker. Yeah, it is monkey-type.com. You ever get sad when you put that fresh set of GMK on your board because it's going to get all shiny? No, not at all. I don't feel that way at all. Never, almost. I actually don't care. I actually don't mind the shine at all. We could put something like that. It's kind of cute. All sets get shiny. Shine is love. I like my Yetis. Yeti looks cute here. A little darker though. Well, there's your miniature figurine though. Alright, let's try typing on this again. Just cause why not? Alright. Here we go again. 120 something? I hope so. I've been really slow lately. All right. I totally yeah. They're cheering for my typing. Do we want to try again until I get more than 120? Man, I definitely can't. My average is like somewhere between 115 and 120, so that's probably why. Beating 120 is like rare, and then my highest was 129 one time, and that was like kind of hard. But yeah. Ooh, okay, we broke 120 at least. Alright. Cool. I thought I was running a stamina test because I was like, oh no, am I like losing my rate here, like somewhere around here? But it's okay. I had a good start. So, but yeah, this is our Tealios, which is on a brass plate. So a bit clacky, sort of. You can tell that the bottom out has a bit of a high pitched tone. That is pretty regular for ZealPC switches. These clear housings. I forget what they're made out of. I think it's polycarb maybe. But yeah, they tend to have a bit of a clackier sound signature to them. The JWK switches tend to have a bit of a pop to their sound when you bottom out on them. And for example, like cherry switches tend to have a bit of a, I don't know, they have a kind of different kind of clack sort of sound to them. Each switch has like a bit of a sound signature to them. I mean, like assuming that they're all linear or they're all tactile, and so on and so forth. Is this muted? Yeah, this is GMK Muted with Mr. Sleeves. So let's show you guys what it looks like from up close. Mr. Sleeves so nice. Yeah, Mr. Sleeves is super nice. I don't use the accent space bars, but I like the other ones. Let's see. Alright. So this is what this looks like from up close. So, as I said, we can take off one of the caps. You can see the Tealios right underneath it. So there's a Tealios switch, brass plate, and yeah, GMK Muted with Mr. Sleeves. Let's put it back on. Yeah, so beautiful. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It really is very, very nice. And then, oh my goodness, Gym Leader Nathan, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted tier subs. Is this because I was I rated you? Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Anyway, so there's the side of the board. Goodness. And you can see there's a very subtle Keycult logo over here. And the nice, always the nicest part of using a daughter board is that you can keep your USB-C port parallel to the desk. It's awesome. And that's the bottom. And this is the side. As you can see, this wraps around all the way. Yeah, pretty nice. Keycult 165. Looks clean as always. I really like Keycult number 1. The one overall like design is really nice. Like the number 1s. Number 2 is a bit different. I actually like the TKL more than the small form factor, like on the 65. But I mean, the 65 is looking pretty hot too. Do you have any way to weigh it? Yeah, I have ways to weigh it. I use a scale to weigh it. Oh my god, almost spilled something over there. Alright, we can do it in freedom units first. What keycaps are those? These are, this is GMK Muted with Mr. Sleeves accent kit. They're a bit older, I guess. Alright. So, let's wait. So, it's 4 pounds and 12.5 ounces, or 4 and 13. Let's say it's about 5 pounds built. And SI units, that's going to be 2168 grams, 2,168 grams. Kind of heavy for a 65. I think so too, because it has, but it's definitely because it has the brass pieces. It has a brass plate, a brass mid piece. It's all the brass in there. Definitely makes it heavier than their aluminum counterparts. So yeah. Damn, dude, didn't you build a couple other Keycults already this past month? Sheesh. yeah. This is like maybe like the 5th Keycult or so. And I have to say there's a few more coming. So get ready. There's some good high-end builds coming in that I think you guys will enjoy. I think it'll be a good time. But yeah, so this is what I got today. What, every Keycult raffle winner asking you to build them? Maybe every Keycult raffle winner in the New York area. I think it definitely helps that I'm in New York City, because the metropolitan area is pretty large, and it also kind of covers New Jersey, right? So I've had people from New Jersey, like I've had clients who live in New Jersey drive by to drop off their build, because it's actually cheaper and safer to send it like that. I mean, to give me the board like that. What borough are you in? I'm in Manhattan, but I'm like all the way up. I'm like in the Washington Heights, Hamilton Heights area. So like closer to like the George Washington Bridge. So I'm pretty close to, if you're like in Jersey across the Hudson, you know, it's pretty easy to get by over here. But if you're like in Jersey City, that's a bit of a drive. So yeah. Never lost a Keycult giveaway because there's none. Yeah, there's no giveaways. There's always raffles, but no giveaways. Love the Canadian artisan you have there. Yeah. So these these are albumins by Keycaps. So that's Liberate Your Wong's albumin. That's Retro Ranger albumin. That's Sorry Not Sorry albumin. That's Dusty Owl albumin. Is that right? Dusty Owl? I think so. That's what's his name? It's the one with the I forget the name of this one, and that's Mint Berry Crunch. Really wanted the Lockjaw albumin. Yeah, that would have been awesome. But yeah, I lose those raffles too, so I know. Anyway, let's see. It is kind of late, so I'm not sure if anybody is streaming at the moment. So let's check if anybody is. Maybe an West Coast person might be streaming, or somewhere around the world. The other side of the world might be streaming. Hold on, let's see. Lolsax is streaming. Chubies is streaming. Dr. Huru, Max F. Oh, there's quite a few people streaming. Huh. I've rated a few of these people before, which is good. But let me see if there's anybody else. Let's see, 2 hours. We might just be starting, maybe. A lot of people have already been streaming for a bit. Wow, someone's been streaming an NK65 entry edition for 4 hours? Or is this 4 minutes? Is it 4 minutes maybe? Maybe it is 4 minutes. No, that's so weird. I think it is 4 hours. That's kind of crazy. Wow. Okay. I was like, how do you stream build for hot swap build for 4 hours? Something must have gone wrong. Or maybe you're doing all the switches at once too. We can raid Dr. Huru. It's been a while since we saw Dr. Huru's stream. Dr. Huru stops by pretty often too. I need to. I like giving back. Let's raid Dr. Huru. Maybe lubing? Yeah, possible. Alright guys, well, I do have more things. Let me see actually, hold up. Let me check my log for the streams. If I'm not too busy, I might have time to rebuild my 160. And if it's possible, yeah, I might have one stream this weekend, and it might be my own 160 rebuild for that. And then this coming week, we're gonna have some really exciting stuff. Oh man, should I spread those apart? Ooh. Next week, if things go in the same order as they will, like if it's what I suspect is gonna happen, next week is gonna be a heavy week. We're gonna have some real good shit. Yeah, we're gonna have some cool stuff next week if things go as planned. On hold builds finally getting built. Yeah, there's been a few on hold things finally getting built. Yeah, so it's gonna be good stuff, I think. Like one of these I haven't built in a long time. One of these is a special thing. The other one is kind of special too. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. All right, let's go raid Doctor Who, shall we? I even hit you with a 3-person raid. Gringo, thanks, man. All right, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Let's go raid Doctor Who. He's a neuroscientist, and as well as a keyboard content creator. And yeah, go check out his build. If you have the emote, press do Meowgo raid and say like lightning raid or something like that. Just say something nice. Yeah, we'll just go and raid him. But yeah, all right, sounds good, guys. Take it easy. Oh, for those who participated in today's Cypher Cult event, I will be contacting the winner only if they won. If you don't get contact from me within the next hour, unfortunately, you didn't win. Okay? Sounds good. All right, I'll see you guys later then. Let's go.